guys, what is up? It is Cedar Flags here, and today we will be talking about Six Flags New Orleans, the theme park that operated in New Orleans, Louisiana from the years 2000 to 2005. To give you a brief history of the park was opened in the year 2000 as Jazzland, and it was operated by a company called Alpha Parks, which I really haven't heard of outside of Six Flags New Orleans. But in 2002, Six Flags decided to buy the property as there were no Six Flags parks nearby, and in 2003, they finally renamed it Six Flags New Orleans. So in 2005, they announced an expansion, a water park expansion, but not a lot of people knew what was to come later that year.
Or gusts much higher than that, bringing with her all kinds of problems.
New Orleans took a direct hit from Hurricane Katrina, killing a lot of people and damaging a lot of buildings, including the amusement park. After the storm, Six Flags announced that they wouldn't open the park until 2007, but midway through the year of 2006, they left the property abandoned. For some reason, the property hasn't been touched ever since, and ever since then, rides have been slowly rotting. Well, with the exception of a couple rides, including Batman, their S&S drop towers, and a couple other rides throughout the park. So, now to the actual alternate history timeline. Now, Hurricane Katrina indefinitely ended the park. So, in this situation, in this scenario, in this alternate universe, Hurricane Katrina, it never happened. Late 2005, the weekend operations just continued to go, and New Orleans business just went as usual. So, Six Flags New Orleans was all good. It closed at the end of the season, and in 2006, they finally opened with their new water park. Now, before I go on with my original predictions, I just want to say I did not copy or rip off of any other YouTubers. If mine are similar, I haven't watched any of the other alternate history videos. So, my first major prediction at the park is a B&M flyer themed after Superman in the DC area of the park. Now, I cannot see this as a Superman clone, if you get what I mean, like all the Superman Ultimate Flights. I could see them naming this another roller coaster, like the Superman Krypton coaster, or Superman Escape, or something like that. It could have an original layout, as Batman is already a clone in the park, and this would be a nice roller coaster. I could consider this one of the best in the park, and I feel like a lot of enthusiasts and a lot of GP would consider this the best in the park. So, another one in 2010, even though it was only 4 years after the water park was introduced, I could see another expansion. Maybe a couple drop slides, maybe very tall ones, maybe a toilet bowl slide. We don't know what was going in 2006's Six Flags New Orleans water park. In 2011, Jester, which is their Vekoma Looper, it finally closes, and there's a Kittyland expansion, not where Jester is, but we're getting to that. In 2012, that's when something's replacing Jester. Now, we're missing a launch roller coaster at the park, so I could see a Skyrocket 2, like Superman, but themed to Mardi Gras. I could see that replacing the Jester, and I could see a little more of a Mardi Gras Plaza, because I feel like if there was going to be a Skyrocket 2 there, it wouldn't take all the space, and Jester was blocking a lot of space behind the park, so I could see a new entrance to the water park as well from the amusement park behind the Skyrocket 2, and that would be a little new plaza. So, going into the year 2015, so what's going on in 2015? A flat ride package, including a Super Loop, which, they would call a roller coaster. In 2016, Justice League, Battle for Metropolis ride. There's a lot of DC stuff. I feel like a DC part would take a really good portion of the park. In 2016, later that year, there's a huge announcement, and the announcement is that Mega Zeph will be closing, as, these CCI roller coasters, like the Villain at Geauga Lake and even Mega Zeph got rough pretty quick. So, in 2017, we are going to see an RMC conversion of Mega Zeph. It would be a pretty good ride. It would be the best in Six Flags New Orleans for a very long time. In 2019, a Joker, those S&S 40 free spins. And take a guess where it is. It will be in the DC section. In 2022, we are lacking that good wooden roller coaster. So, let's get a unique GCI. And by unique GCI, I mean, let's look at Wicker Man, a ride like Wicker Man. Wicker Man looks amazing. It's very elaborate, and it's none other like we've seen from GCI. So, what if in 2022, they come out with a new concept, like a full-on launch, or something else similar to that? Or 2 lift hills, or a launch lift hill? That would be pretty cool. And if Six Flags New Orleans were to do that, it would be a real crowd pleaser. Now, in this timeline, we are looking, a couple years into the future, 2022, and by then I could see Six Flags New Orleans as, let's say, 7th or 6th best park in the Six Flags chain. I feel like it wouldn't make top 5, but further expansion, maybe 2030 it could make top 5, because Six Flags New Orleans had major plans for this park, and unfortunately the storm closed it, and to this day the sign is still out there, closed for storm. And yeah, that's my alternate history timeline. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and comment. Tell me what you would have thought would have happened to Six Flags New Orleans. Again, I didn't copy off of anyone else. Subscribe and let me know what I should do for my future videos. And once again, I will see you guys later.
Batman the Ride and the Jester. Plus, Batman Thrill Spectacular. The thrill of meeting Batman. And Looney Tunes Adventures for Kids.